Hello and welcome to yet another video. Now in today's video I'm going to be reviewing my 1 year-ish review of the Osmo Pocket 3, which is just here. Now just a very quick disclaimer, I am an amateur photographer and I do some videos on the side too, so I don't get paid for this professionally, so this is coming from my point of view only, without any professional credentials. Now before we get into any of the reviews that I have of the camera, let's get a very quick insight into some of the specs of this little camera here. I'm gonna have to go into my camera bag to get the box because I can't remember anything about the specs. So it does have a 1-inch sensor. This is the box that it comes in, which is a very big sensor, which is good for low light, which I'll get into later. It's got a 2-inch rotatable screen. You've also got 3-axis gimbal mechanics in this too. It's got lots of different focusing modes, which I'll go into as well later. Also got lots of little mini mics in this too, front, back and side microphones, but I'll also go into that too in terms of the audio, and it does also shoot in 10-bit D-Log-M within the camera, which again I'll go into when it comes to the color grading aspect. Now currently what comes in the box with this is 2 different versions, and what I have got is the creator bundle, because you might have had a little giveaway with the microphone that I've got here. What comes with this just on its own is you get this little case that it fits inside of, you get the Osmo Pocket on its own. What you also get is, had to get that out of my camera bag, is this small little grip that plugs into the bottom of the camera here, which is via USB-C. So you pop that in, you've got a little bit of extra hand room, so you're not going to be touching any of the buttons on the screen here, so that makes it much easier. But I've gone for the Creator Combo Bundle, so it comes with all of this. It comes with a wide angle filter, or a lens rather, which is just in here. I've got my own filters magnetically attached into the case in there too, but you also get this little bag. And inside this bag is, what is very handy, an extra battery. That plugs into that USB-C at the bottom of the camera, so it makes it a longer grip for your hand to hold on to, and that brings you an extra power bank basically for your Osmo Pocket. As I say, you get this case, you get a little tripod which flips out, makes a nice little stand, and then finally you get that microphone that's just attached onto me here. So all in all, that cost me £619 for the Creator Combo Bundle. Now currently on Amazon it's actually retailing for, I think it's £589, so it's much cheaper. Well, I say much cheaper, but it's a little bit cheaper than it was brand new for me a year ago. So before I show you all of the video quality that comes out of this camera, I will pop a tag at the bottom to show you when I'm filming on the Osmo Pocket 3 versus my main camera, which I'm shooting on now, which is the Sony A7R3. So why did I ultimately buy this camera? Now I don't do this, as I say, professionally, I'm an amateur. So it's a big investment to spend £619 on this brand new, which by the way is the first piece of equipment I've actually bought in terms of camera tech that is brand new. Everything that I've ever bought has always been secondhand from MPB or eBay, such as the camera and the lens that I'm using right now. So I bought this brand new. Now why did I do that? Well, first of all is the main camera that I'm shooting on, I actually can't even see myself because it doesn't have a flippy out screen. So I can't see what my composition's like in terms of filming myself. I'm basically having to go back and forth to the camera to check that I'm actually even in the frame. But also this, I can see myself. So that screen here flips out just like so. And then the camera, I can turn it around and it will. Now unfortunately, and I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing, but as soon as I turned on my Osmo Pocket, the microphone then linked to the Osmo Pocket, which I didn't hit record, so that's why the audio is cut out. Let me know if you think that's a good thing or a bad thing, but I think it's quite good because it's extremely fast at linking with the camera. But now finally, what can this camera do? Now, before we get into any of the videos, what it can do on here is what's available on this camera. You are able to do time lapses, you can do video in 4K 30, 24 frames a second, 25, 60 frames a second, so then you're able to do slow motion too, but it can go down to 2K I believe as well. So you got 4K, it is able to zoom too, but it is digital zoom, so it only does a 2x digital zoom, which is essentially cropping in on the camera. You also have the capability of shooting photos on here, which I will put some examples on the screen just now, and these is what this camera can do, which is really clear, really crisp and good contrast and good colour within this sensor. But what it can also do is have different focusing modes. So you can have single focusing mode where you're able to get one singular focus on a subject, let's say, and you're behind a tree or you want to do a reveal of a shot without the camera trying to focus on everything in the scene. So you want to do those types of shots. It's got continuous focus, so wherever you are in the frame, it's going to pick up your face or whatever you want to focus on really quick, and you can change the focusing speeds from slow, medium to fast. So now I'm going to show all those types of videos you can do within this camera, and then once I've shown you all of these videos, I'm then going to go into the audio quality of the camera itself and the microphone that I've got attached to me. Now this is recording from the front microphone only in the camera, so does that increase any vocal aspects from me? Does it get rid of any of the background noise too? So this is an audio test with the DJI Mic 2, which is attached just here to me, which is going to have no editing. It's going to be straight out of the camera. So tell me what you think. Does it sound clear? Does it sound a bit dull? All that sort of stuff. Now this is from the audio in the DJI OSMO Pocket 3. It's using all of the microphones from the back, the front and the sides, so it should be picking up all the noise from around me, wildlife, any wind noise, and of course my voice too. So this is all filmed on auto, there's no microphone, and it is about 10 minutes before sunset. This is still filmed in auto, and it's about 15 minutes after sunset. You can see the saturation is still quite high, clarity is really high. Now this is still shot in auto about 25 minutes after sunset. You can still see some blues above me, so it still reveals some of those details, but I won't tell if there's much noise in the image until I blow it up on the monitor. So now that we've gone through some of the video capabilities of the camera, so it's time to see what I think of the camera and why did I get it. So the cons, I'm going to start with the cons. Some of the things that they don't annoy me with the camera, but they could just make it just that little bit better. One of them is that the lenses are not interchangeable. So you do get an extra wide lens with the Osmo Pocket 3, and I believe that only comes with the creator bundle. But that extra wide lens, I don't need to use it. I don't think it really helps with any of the footage that I gather. What would help it is if it had some telephoto attachments to it. It might make it 2x so it still keeps that 4K quality rather than just cropping in with that 2x digital zoom. Another con, but it kind of comes with the setup of the camera with the gimbal and all these exposed elements, is that it's not waterproof, so I would not take this out in the rain. Even a little bit of drizzle, I'd be quite scared to even take that out in just a little bit of rain. And finally, I wouldn't say it's quite a con, but you've got to think about it if you ever think about color grading. So I had a DJI Mini 3 Pro, and that shot in D-Log. The Osmo does something similar, but I think it shoots in D-Log M, which is slightly different. And I used to use DaVinci Resolve. Now, you can't use that in the free version. You have to pay for the upgraded software to be able to use the D-Log M footage to then color grade. It won't let you import that footage. I use Adobe Premier Pro because I already have a subscription with Photoshop and Lightroom to then edit my photos. So you've got to pay for some software to be able to get the full potential out of color grading within the camera. There is also that quick aspect on aperture. It does have a constant fixed aperture, and I can't quite remember what that aperture is. I think it might be 1.7. It's very wide. It gathers in a lot of light, so that's why it's good for low light situations, but you can't change the aperture. Apart from that, The pros, there are many of those. So the fact it can literally just fit in the top pocket here, and I can go on big walks, big hikes into the hills and not have to carry really heavy camera equipment makes it an absolute key part of equipment that I have. Now the quality of the camera too, I sometimes think the quality of this Osmo Pocket versus my Sony A7R3 is actually better on certain occasions, which makes it a lot easier for me to then quickly get those shots. Now, once again, you do have the choice to take photos on this Osmo Pocket, but I don't use the Osmo Pocket for that. I use it just for video. There are many features within this Osmo Pocket 3 that I do not even use, and I don't think I'll need to use them, but the chances are there, the opportunities are there for me to then increase my knowledge and use more of these features. Some of which being some of the slow-mo features that I don't use, and also the time-lapse features that I don't use. So would I recommend the camera? Definitely. It's a no-brainer for me, and again, it was a first piece of brand new equipment that I ever got, and I got it because it's future-proof then. It's the most recent piece of kit. It actually wasn't as expensive as I thought it could have been, but it's still quite pricey. So $589, I think it is on Amazon for the Creator Combo Bundle. I definitely encourage anyone to get that if they're willing to learn more about photography and videography. This is a great chance to learn more about that. And the extra money that you will save too is good to invest into the DJI Care plan, which you can get, which is a 2-year plan. I can't remember how much it costs, but the 30 or 40 pounds that you are saving from getting it a year ago, you can put that towards that 2-year care plan. Now, for anyone considering buying the Osmo Pocket 3, do consider getting some filters. I have the K&F filters, which are magnetically attached to the lens. Now, with these filters being really thin, when the camera does shut off, it's still able to fold back up into its original position, so that filter still stays on when you turn on and off the camera. Now, thank you very much for watching. If you've got any comments about anything in this video, please do let me know. If there's anything that I should know about, then again, please do let me know. As I say, I don't use all of the features inside this camera, so I haven't gone into much detail regarding that. But apart from that, I really hope you've enjoyed the video. And if you do enjoy this one, please consider subscribing to the channel and having a look at all the other landscape photography videos that I have available.